Thank you very much, sir.
Please, that is meant for you.
Okay, so with keeping eye on the time, I think we got half an hour time left. So I'll try to be brief here. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you to all of you who are here to listen to us. I think a lot of things have been discussed since morning, and it helps us to build the ground. And it also, I think I heard Mr. Loknath stating that the IT company is coming and suggesting a lot of solutions need to be watchful of what is required in the appropriate homeland security terms. So I'm going to talk about a big IBM bouquet for the security and take you through at a high level thing, and maybe we can do the detail if required later on. So I think that's quite a thing which is understood today, that some of the challenges or the role of IT in homeland security requires almost at every place. So either it's the digitization of the information, doing the intelligence to do the deterrence, detecting the crime, or doing the better decision support system, or effective surveillance, or better communication. So these are I think well understood kind of challenges, and the appreciation of IT towards those challenges. So what I'm going to talk about today is talk about some of the high level things, high level solutions here, and obviously look at your guidance and suggestion to move on. So what I'm going to pick here is that 4 or 5 areas, and in very brief term to try to give you a high level perspective, as I said before. So we're going to talk about the end-to-end solution. We're talking about the whole spectrum of your crime. So we're trying to address detection and anticipation, deterrence, and emergency response center. So all of those things are part of very vital in terms of entire homeland security spectrum. So either it's doing an identity management system, or it's doing a warehouse building for a crime warehouse, or anything about smart surveillance, or anything about Radio Connect. So these are some of the big pillars of your whole security spectrum, so which you're going to touch about each in a while. Okay, so I think sir, when he talked about kind of a build up his slides from starting from a camera to the level of biometric, and if you look at any crime or criminal, obviously you're not expecting him to saying that I'm going to make a crime. I mean, there's a small example here in the visa application form where the question is being asked, are you a member of any terrorist organization? So what do you expect? So people are going to say, yes, I am. I'm sure. No, that's not the answer they're going to get it. So the same person who actually was part of that blast in 9/11 also wrote, no, I'm not. Okay, so information is there. The message is, how do I actually leverage the information effectively? So our strength today is the information. Our weapon is actually the information that need to be effectively harnessed and leveraged against crime. That's the first solution I'm going to talk about. So all of the data that we're collecting through, and I have some experience working with certain police departments. Certain states are mature in terms of IT data capturing. There are certain where probably the data is not in abundance. However, what is information it is, I think the message is that we should need to leverage it through certain tools which will help you do the insight into that information. So things like who is who knows who, what kind of a work a person does. So all of those things can be done by the technology today very easily. So just to set the background and explaining you the background about it. So look at this, the identities, if you're talking about individual, that evolves over time. So if I'm today studying in a school, colleges, join a company, changes another company, married. So all of those things are attributes about an identity which gets built up. Okay, so that's a valuable information that's available across many databases. Could be student, could be national database, could be employee database. All of that information is very vital that need to be leveraged. Well, not only the plain and simple obvious relationship that we're talking, there are a lot of non-obvious relationship also that are important to track. So how we can leverage all of that? There is a solution called Identity Insight Solution. It was formerly known as Entity and Article Solution. That's a niche technology for last 20 years working to do the dissection of the the data information from the perspective of telling who is who knows who, and all those kind of a questions. So if you have, as a police, you have a lot of information available today, the FIR record, you have intelligence data, you have vehicle registration, passport, all of that stuff is available. This technology can go deep dive and find out who are you. Okay, so if and that's a common problem across many of the IT computerization projects. So if I'm saying my name is Naval Khosla, in one database I'm represented as N Khosla, somewhere Khosla N. So each of these individual entities or record would be understood as a separate and unique one, but they are not. We are talking about all three persons which I just mentioned are the same person. How technology can help you and bring that is the value that is being suggested here. So as I kind of hinted, we try to answer the question like who is who knows who does what. Beyond that, we also say in case there are certain challenges of sharing the information in a normal way, you can also anonymize it. You can actually put a masking on top of it so that you can still do the same sort of answering those questions, but at the cost of not sharing the data or losing the privacy. So whole set of technologies available, and we have done, and in fact, it's being used in many of the homeland security solutions today. One of the national passport issuance technology is using it. Financial frauds are using it. So all of those transactions one is making, your land transaction where a lot of Benami lands identification is there. So it has applicability at many places, and that's a right tool to find out the identities. This is an example of Australia Immigration and Citizenship Direct project where they actually were trying to help people. In fact, it started out one of their person was deported, so they tried to link many databases and try to find out a single view or a single identity of a person. So that's a application in this example. Now, moving on to the next solution, which is a crime warehouse. So obviously, when you have a mature set of data, I think the next level of application to it is building a warehouse, doing a business intelligence. I've seen many states, I think Karnataka or Andhra, one of that state, were doing great work in terms of getting a lot of intelligent value out of that police data that they have. So in the crime information warehouse context, I mean, the message here in this disjointed pictures is that information is scattered. So how do we actually make use of it? So one solution which we just talked about, we're talking about the individual identities. Here we are looking at the broader perspective where your information at the different level is scattered, crime patterns are there, statistics are there. How do we actually make use of it? So unless you join the picture together, I'm not sure how you're going to make insight about the crime and the data. So this precisely does the same thing, putting the pieces together. So what we did in 2004, we worked with the New York Police Department to build the insight into public safety. So they had a lot of information available, but they're still not able to join the threads. Okay, so this is where a crime information warehouse backed up by business intelligence and effective reporting actually providing the value. Okay, so I'm sure even today in Indian context we have a lot of information available, just a matter of stitching them together and putting it a warehouse. So you can get a normal standard reports, you can get geospatial details about it, you can get the real-time alerts, and you can actually even suggest that if this kind of alert happens, what kind of action need to be done. And these alerts are available to the people on the ground, it's available through command center, all of those means are readily available. So in this example, a message comes in the alert box that's a murder that happened, so somebody can be alerted on the ground. So the point is, all we are talking about information as a weapon, how do we actually leverage it? The dashboards can be done, you have some idea about the some kind of you can say, you can preempt those kind of crime patterns by looking at the things which are going around. So that's the example, which is New York Police Department. We try to put together access around 120 million all criminal complaints, arrest and 9/11 record, and they were actually stitched together. So there were examples of a child was abducted by a babysitter, okay, and they just entered the ID of that person. They could find out the 7 different IDs and different addresses of that person was available. Without that, it was, I think, near to impossible to find out that person from the big information stack. So it can be applied across many Indian police departments also accordingly. Now, moving on to the another area, which is surveillance. I think a lot of people talk today about the surveillance. So I think everybody understands the importance of surveillance from the video perspective. But the message where we're trying to say is smart surveillance. So how the analytics can be put on top of the surveillance. I think Sir mentioned about the London blast where the tape could be accessed back. But a step ahead on that, maybe you don't want to access or see 20 hours of a tape sequentially. If there is intelligence enough in that tape, which says, okay, maybe show me a red color car moving through, and all those kind of a value add information can be built. This is the differentiator I'm trying to suggest. So this is the IBM research kind of a work which is done in the smart surveillance, which helps you to do the surveillance effectively. These are the standard physical security challenges: who is going into my facility, what is going on, all of that perimeter protection. Okay, so the point is that the flow of these video surveillances from the capture stage. So you're capturing the information, and through the smart analytics, you actually generating the real-time alert that can be given to the smart control centers, or it can go to the people on the ground, and then people can act on it. So the whole value is the analytical engine, which is the differentiator here. So the point is, I mean, I just got some video. So here you can, through the software, you can put around a soft trip wire. So anybody who's reaching that region could be alerted. So in this second example, there's somebody trying to remove an object. These are all simple examples of it. Obviously, we can do more than that. So in the second example, there's a art gallery where a very, very prestigious painting is there. So some gentleman comes here and picks up that picture. So alerts can come, and similarly, abandoned objects and other things can be done. Okay, I'm just rushing for the time. Now, this is the another differentiator I wanted to highlight. So while you're capturing the video, while you're storing the data, we are building the analytic on top of it. How you actually leveraging it? So, for example, you can actually go and search on the basis of metadata, because it captures the metadata associated with the object on which he is filming or capturing. So here, if you need to find out, show me a person wearing a red shirt, or show me a car having a red color around that time. So you can just go and search it. You don't have to go and 20 hours kind of video you need to go through. Immediately it pops up the set of events or the videos which are the most relevant for your kind of requirement. So this is the kind of value we are trying to talk about. You can capture the license plate numbers and it can show those things. Face captures can be done. All of those great analytical tools and features are actually provided by the smart surveillance. In fact, one of the best secured city in US is running on the IBM Smart Surveillance system. So they had thousands of security camera, and we enhanced that system by building the intelligence on top. So they can even today hear the gunshot, and according to that, they can move the camera there. They can even call 911, the number of the police, and the response can come immediately. So a lot of innovative work has been done in the smart surveillance work. Okay, so now I move on to the another one, which is the virtual operation center. So while we talked about information intelligence, we talked about finding the data effectively. We talked about the warehouse. We talked about the surveillance. How do I actually going to use it? So is there a disaster management kind of a system that's going to collate all that? Is there a command center available for us? So we do it through called virtual operation center, which basically cover the entire continuum of a crisis. So any crisis, obviously there's a prepare stage, there's a respond, there's a recover. So everything before the planning stage to recovery stage to response stage, there are important kind of a discipline involved and the kind of work that need to be done, right? So so this solution actually covers this. It has a lot of experience and the research being done in this solution for a lot of customers and a lot of years, and that gives you an end-to-end solution. So basically, as in command center, you're getting a very simplified is the underlying world. I think as Sir mentioned that a lot of technologies are there, how ease of use is available. It's a simple web-based solution. Anybody who just has a browser, he can access that. So this central, you can say, command center will capture all your incidents. So the important message is that in terms of disaster, how do you actually do effective cross-agency collaboration? So this is where we have a challenge. The answer is that the solution that is offering is the how do I actually rapidly respond? That's the point here. So obviously to do so, we identify what are the cross-agency we need to work, fire, health, police. We put together all the directories and consolidate it. we use collaboration tool. We report incidents immediately. So when incidents is reported, it could be a abandoned car parked in Parliament, or it could be any bomb blast. Immediately the alert will come on the